Okay, let's tackle the services page next. Starting with the page title section, I want this to say My Services, and then I have a subheading here to insert as well. So I'm going to copy in the subheading, and then I'll just type My in front of Services and paste the subheading below. Save that section, and now we are at the icon section. You'll notice that this icon section is identical to what we have on the home page. For that reason, I'm going to delete this section because I don't want to duplicate content on my website. So I'll hover over the section and click the trash can icon to delete. Now we have these images that have longer descriptions of each service, and that's what I want to focus on for this page. First, let's fix a small issue at the top here. You can see that this diagonal area in the title section is a slightly different color than the section below. I want to change the background color of the page title section to match. To do that, first open the settings for the second section so that we can see what color we need to use. Expand the background drop-down, and then click on the background color, and just copy the hex value in the upper left-hand corner. Close out of that and open the section settings for the title section. Expand the background drop-down and click on the second image from the left. This is the gradient background that we talked about earlier. Click on the left Select Color box and then paste in the hex value that you just copied. Then if I hit the check mark and save the page, you can see that the backgrounds now match. So now let's work on the section with images and descriptions of each service. To edit this section, I'm first going to copy in all of the text, then I'm going to change all of the divider colors, and finally I'm going to replace the images with icons that came with the Divi theme. So very quickly I will copy and paste in all of my headings, and then paste in all of the paragraph text that goes along with that. And I'll speed this up a little bit because I am sure that by this point you are experts at pasting in text. As I do this, you'll see that currently each section has a link below the paragraph. I don't have anything to link these to, so I'm just going to delete these links. While I'm doing this, I'll just mention that these headers are the same headers that I am using on the home page. So what I'm doing here on the demo site is I'm expanding on the information that I provided about each service on the home page. Now all of my text is in. I'm going to save, and then I want to update the color of the dividers. So I'll copy my hex value and then change all of the dividers by opening the settings and pasting in my color. A lot of people ask me if there is a way to select all of the dividers and change all of the colors at once without having to go into the individual settings for each divider. And the answer is yes, there is. However, it is an advanced technique and it requires a bit of coding, which is beyond the scope of this course. So I know it's kind of a pain, but for now it's easiest to just change them one by one. Now let's move on to the images. These images look great, but they are not in my brand colors, so I'm going to replace them with icons. And you have a few options here. You can switch these to icons like I'm about to do. You can leave the images as is if you're happy with them, or you can find new images from a source like flaticon.com, which I showed you how to do earlier in this course. So first of all, I'm going to delete this first image. Then I'm going to click the gray plus sign to add a new module. What you want to select here is the blurb. I know that sounds really weird because we're not actually going to display any blurb with these images, but this is how we'll add in the icons. So click blurb, and then leave the text and content blank, and scroll down and expand the image and icon drop-down. Click on the Use Icon toggle to say that yes, we do want to add an icon. And then just select the icon you'd like to use by clicking on it. I'm going to use this little envelope. And then I'm going to drag this window over so that I can see what's happening while I make some changes. So I have my icon, but I want it to look a little different. I want to have a solid background with my brand color, and then I want the icon to be white. So first, I'm going to head back to my content template and copy my highlight color. Then under the image and icon section, I'm going to click on the toggle below circle icon. And you can see that changes the icon to have a solid colored background. For icon color, I'm going to click on the select color box, and then I'll click on the white circle. And now you can see that icon against the background. Scroll down a little bit and I will change the circle color here and paste in my emerald green hex value. Then hit the check mark. I want this icon to be shown above the email management header rather than below the paragraph. So hover over the icon and click on the far left option, which is Move Module. Then drag it up to the top. I'm going to add icons in for each of these sections, but I'm going to show you a little trick to make this easier. We can actually duplicate the first icon that we made, and then all we need to do is select a new icon for each section. So first, I'm going to go through and delete all of these images. That will just give me space to add in my icons. Then I'm going to hover over the first icon that I created and click the middle option, which is Duplicate Module. You can see that pops up a copy of the envelope icon. I'll drag that over and above my second header. I'm going to duplicate this a few more times, and then I'll drag the duplicates above each of the section headers. As you do this, be sure that you are clicking on the Move Module icon before you start dragging. So now I have a really good starting point for the rest of these icons. I'll save the page and then open up the settings for my second icon. Expand the Image and Icons section and click on the icon that I want to use. And you can see that this is a lot quicker than recreating everything from scratch. In the next part of this page, I have another one of these giant quote sections like we used on the About page. I'm going to delete this section since we already have this elsewhere, so I'll just hover over it and click the trash can icon to delete. Now we have a call to action with a button, and I do want to keep this section. I want the heading to say, "I'm ready when you are," and I want the button to say, "Get in touch," and to link to my contact page. So I will copy and paste in the text for this header. Then open my button settings, and I'm leaving the text the same, so I'll just right-click Contact in my navigation bar to copy the link for my contact page, and then paste that into the button URL field. Now I want to grab my green highlight color yet again. Click on the Design tab, expand the button drop-down, and change the background for this button. Hit the check mark and save my page. One final thing I want to change here is the background color for this final section. You can see that the section above has a light gray background, and I want the bottom section to have a white background just so there's a clear separation between the two sections. So click on the gear icon for the bottom section, expand the background drop-down, click on Color, and click on the white circle. Hit the check mark and save the page. And now we have yet another page of our website done, and we are so close to being completely done with your website. Up next, we'll work on the blog page.